There is no better way I could spend my money for my family than actually improving me, which gives me far more time with my kids than giving them anything material or anything else. If you truly have the mindset to change, it's worth all the money in the world to where I am now. That's what I'd say. I'm Pete Dignan. So I run a website called Piston Heads. I have four kids. Love sport, or used to love sport when I was thinner. And in my early ages, that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. When I looked at my health, I was like, actually, it hurts to put my socks on in the morning. You know, you find the point where you're putting your socks on, you cough at the same time, and you pull your back out, that kind of stuff. Do my neck, washing my hair in the morning. It's kind of you going, but then also going, well, I'm 40 odd. Your body starts doing this, and it's sort of that acceptance. So that was one part, and then the second part was that I had these kind of skin allergy that happening. So some allergic reaction was happening on my skin. So I went and got a load of blood tests just to see what it was. And as part of that blood test, they did tests across everything, and there was three particular tests that came back that were just above normal. So one was I think called bilirubin, one called serum ALT levels, and both of those are indicators of sort of non-alcoholic fatty liver condition. And the other one that came back, because I didn't really understand what that was that I was 2 points away from being pre-diabetic in the levels there as well. And they were kind of trigger moments to me to go, hold on, I'm not doing all the things I really enjoy and love from a sport point of view. And I've got these little health triggers that are like, if you don't address them, you're going to have problems. And when speaking to the doctor, he's like, lose weight. That's the best way to do it. So both of those trigger points really sort of made me go in my mindset, I need to do something about this. And I need to change who I am. I wasn't taking some of the rules from work that I'd taken to my personal life, which is when somebody at work tells me, oh, I didn't have time to do that. I'm like, it's nothing to do with time. It is you've not chosen to prioritize that over something else. And what's happening was I was not prioritizing myself over other things that could happen. And that was also the other bit that I was really struggling with, which meant that sometimes I'll just sit every night, have a pudding in front of the TV, have a cake and a glass of milk before I go to bed because it felt comfortable and easy. This is a infinite game as you talk. This is what you have to do for life. It's not like you can just do something for 3 weeks and go on a fad diet or do something like this. This is not a diet choice. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle change on who I am. And I think that's the difference to all the other plans. And when you talk to friends and they're like, oh, I'm doing the 5-2 where I starve myself for 2 days and do 5 days and all this kind of stuff. Or I'm doing this weird, you know, keto, need to do this kind of diet. That's not me because that doesn't fit around my lifestyle, it doesn't fit around what I like to eat, and it doesn't satisfy that health coach thing that I wanted to do or the business coach thing, which is just to be happy in my life and where I want to be. But the things I really liked about the course and your approach on how you do it is it's really about making those small changes, being sort of responsible to myself on those changes. It's not, I'm not doing this to please you. I'm doing this for myself. And all the way through, there's accountability in this whole program. It's built into the program is the accountability elements. I am writing things up on a weekly basis. I have to think about it to write up where do I want to be in 3 months? How do I feel? What's actually happening? What do I need to do? And sign those as a contract to myself rather than to you. And I find that's really good about the program. Just your level of knowledge. So I sort of talk it when I do interviews at work, and you ask questions and you have like level one knowledge, which is like the superficial answer to the first question. And then you're like, oh, I need to dig down more into things that I'm interested in. And I just keep going, and you just go further and further and further down. You can get to a real geek off right at the bottom if you want to, but it's at the easy level at the top. So that kind of breadth and depth is really interesting in how I find it. I've gone from 95.6 kilograms down to I'm currently 80.2 kilograms. I kind I kind of went back to my form at the beginning just to look to see talking about those contracts, what I actually sort of put in there. And my target was where I wanted to be in 3 months' time was 82 kilograms. So I'm below where I even put into that contract, where I wanted to be. And then the other pleasing thing is like measuring kind of around your waist and belly area. That is now under half my height, which is one of those other good metrics for health in that sense. So that's really good. But luckily, I have some smart scales, so they do other things as well. So the other thing I've noticed is like body fat content. So my body fat content's gone from about 24% to 17.5% today, kind of stuff. So across the board, um, yeah, they're kind of amazing results, really, for me and how I feel. And not just results, but just yeah, I run up the stairs instead of walking up the stairs because it's faster and easier to do sometimes. There's other intangible to the results things which are there. I feel I have more energy at times. Sometimes I don't. I have 4 kids, but I feel a bit more energy to do and do stuff. I feel less achy. My back hurts less. There are various other stuff that's come about because of the weight loss. I have more energy to say yes to the kids. I can go and do exercise. I started playing squash. I started playing football five-a-side. All the things that I could have done previously, but 2 weeks I'd be injured because I'm carrying around so much weight. I went and run 5K and I did a plan by myself by using my Garmin watch, which is meant to like go and run to 5K under 25 minutes for 5K. And I think I started off like 29 minutes and doing all these exercises. I started running again within the last 3, 4 weeks ago. I'm under 25 minutes already because I'm not running around with 14 extra kilos on my back. So there's a load of stuff that's just enabled me to do more and be happier in myself. The period we worked in for the last sort of 4 months was I've been injured, so I couldn't exercise. I've been away with work to USA. I've been away with work to Ireland. I've been on holiday to Malta. I've had work evening outs. I've had black tie dues. I've been to Michelin
Christmas
star restaurants. I've had tasting menus at places like that.
and Christmas
I've had Christmas
as well.
festivities. Had all those things which would have previously been blockers or resets or mind changes that you'd go, how can you do all this with these events happening and you have to eat American food or you have to go on holiday and enjoy yourself? And all through that, I've managed to sustain it. And that's the massive mindset change in me, that everything I do in my daily life and everything I enjoy and everything that can come along and ruin kind of your best intentions, when it is literally you just get up and follow a routine and go to work and come back, and then you throw these extra events in that throw those things. I've done it all through that as well. And that's the difference as well. So the infinite game for me is this. I think we've touched on it quite a lot before, which is that it's that continual investment in me, in my health, my lifestyle, my food choices, that I will continue until I die. If that's it. It's not a fad. It's not a set period of time to just get to a certain point. It is that continual investment in me. And I think the tools and strategies and knowledge I have 3 months later now to where I started with really helps me be able to do that thing moving forward. We've had conversations like this where I'm like, oh, once I get under 90 kilos, I'll reward myself. Once I get my waist down to a certain night, I'll reward myself. And you're like, don't reward yourself for results. Reward yourself for process change. And that is a really important part of this whole thing, which is it is the process that is really important. The results are a byproduct of the process. Focus on the process and reward for that. Is you don't have to accept the body you've got as a 40-year-old. You don't have to have a dad bod. But the challenge I had on the fence right at the beginning was is this really a good spend of my money for my family right at the beginning? Because I'm like, there's so much more I could spend my money on for my family and sort of give them what they need. And actually, retrospectively looking back at it, there is no better way I could spend my money for my family than actually improving me, which gives me far more time with my kids than giving them anything material or anything else. That if you're on the fence, the results you get in 3 months, if you dedicate and you truly want to do this, because some people might not truly want to do it, but if you truly have the mindset to change, it's worth all the money in the world to where I am now. That's what I'd say. Yeah.
Well, Pete, thank you for all your hard work. It's been an absolute pleasure coaching you. Really enjoyed it. And I'm really happy that you're happy that you've got the results that you needed and that you deserved.
Thank you.